Alright, so this is a follow-up video. This is the after the van remodel, and it's been about a month. So it's been about a month living in it after the remodel. Of course, everything's not perfect, but we really like the way it came out. So let's get started with this. Alright, so I'm just going to start over here with the kitchen cabinet. So the main thing we wanted to do was to add a drawer instead of having those bins that were just on the floor. So we actually took the whole cabinet out and we rebuilt the drawer the refrigerator sits on, so it actually works a lot better. And we and then painted it so we can actually clean it a little better. As far as we reused the same slides, and so we redid the end. And we moved, before that outlet and USBs over there were in the wall. So we moved all that to the end of the cabinet. And we redid the wall there, that B-board. And then we added this bottom drawer. So that's basically all of our canned goods and packaged meals and everything, and again, that just makes it so much easier than before. We just had bins, and it's already gotten so dirty in there after not even a month. The upper cabinet's all the same. Changed up our spice rack a little bit. We still have the same light underneath the cabinet. Redid the trim here on this cabinet. And then we redid this upper cabinet. Before, it was just open and it was one shelf, and we had two boxes in it, the same boxes as our closed boxes over there. So we added a shelf, that upper shelf, and we tried to make it to where it was just big enough to put bread and hot, like hamburger buns, hot dog buns, stuff like that, small items. And then on the bottom shelf is the rest of just morning stuff, snacks, Ziploc bags, stuff like that, just whatever. A lot more easy. And we put a door on it, so with gas strut, so it actually stays up. It also helps it stay. We put magnets on it to help it stay shut. And then put our keychain back down. So basically everything on the wall came, all the electrical stuff came out of the wall and went into the end of the cabinet. And then the electrical for the refrigerator, the AC is in the end of the closet there. So the closet, we totally rebuilt the closet. Before, we had a cabinet in there that we bought at Home Depot. It was just a storage cabinet, and we didn't want to have to cut it down and rebuild it, so we just assembled it and had it in, and wherever it hit at the top is where we put it, which is actually, it was about right where it was at now, but we were losing about 4 inches in the back. So we built our own cabinet. We reused the door. This is the door off of the other cabinet. Tried to paint it, which it did take, but it's peeling really easy. So we got put 3 hooks for all of our towels and stuff. And then on the inside, so before we only had like one extra cabinet, or one shelf. And now we got the extra shelf for on the top. We got Anthony has all of his ham radio stuff up here. Of course, it's not all in here right now. A lot of it's outside. We put our jet boil stove here, along with the Omni and the Instapot. So while we're traveling, the Instapot goes in here. All my hair products are in here. The extra stuff like the mocha pot, my whiskey's back there. And then before, we had our clothes hanging on a pull-out It was like it was facing the other way. The clothes were in the other way, and there was a pull out, which was constantly sliding out as soon as you open the door. It was really hard to get shut. So we use a PVC pipe because the curtain, the rods, you know, when you go look at them, they're like damn $20. So we just, you know, bought like $3 worth of PVC. Used that. It was great. So we do have a shelf in the bottom here, but we don't have anything down there. It's just basically to keep a separation between it and the toilet. So there's all of the electrical that goes into the cabinet for the refrigerator and that outlet and the USB. So we got access to that, and we can actually redo anything we need back to the back. So the toilet before we had to lift it out. So we built a little caddy with wheels on it. So now it just wheels in and out. Makes it so much easier getting it in and out. And when you really have to go, that's great. So we did put magnets on it to help keep it shut, and a window. That's just a window latch. Alright. So basically that's all we did over on this, and we redid the lagoon mount for the table, and then we stripped this down and stained it in walnut, and it was looking really good. And I used a water-based polyurethane, and it sucks. I want to redo the polyurethane. I want to sand it and redo the polyurethane. And we redid our little storage here at our foot, or what we call it the step up. So we have that actually, because with the seats turned facing to the back, you can't reach the floor with your feet. So we had to build that up just to have our feet be able to rest on, but also we have it for storage. So this time we have it flipping this way, which makes it so much easier to get in, because before it would hit in the back trying to flip it the other way. So, and we just got that with a piano hinge. And we got 3 magnets on it to help keep it closed. And then before we had a stack of like 4 of those plastic bins, and I didn't want to have any bins over there, but we still needed a little storage. So I found that cappuccino decorative box in a flea market, and it works great. So basically that's our junk drawer. And we actually got a trash can now. So these actually come up. This is 2 pieces, but they actually come up, and we got storage. We got 1 bin underneath there. That's like a junk stuff we don't get to that often, and that's just held on with some magnets, closures, and it actually works pretty good. So that was the big part of the remodel, was the cabinet, the refrigerator cabinet, and that drawer, and upper cabinet, and the closet. On the sink side, we really didn't change much, other than we painted it. We actually painted it, had to sand it all down and painted. And then we added some drawer pulls. We didn't have drawer pulls before. Anthony did rewire our 12 volt. We got a USB over here and a 12 volt. So Anthony rewired that. We're still not using the Renogy battery monitor. We got a Victron, so we're still not using that. Underneath the cabinet, we did redo our power to the diesel heater, but everything else is still the same. All of our water storage and everything, and our gray water is all still the same. And then on this side, we redid the trim, redid this trim, redid all that, and then painted it. We actually painted it, where before it was just bare wood. One of the things we did not redo this wall at all, so we didn't do anything with this gap here. I didn't want to take this cabinet out. That would have been too much. As far as the back, we did remount the TV. Kind of moved it all the way, got it all the way to the back, and of course it still swivels to the front. And we got new storage bins. The other ones were just falling apart. I did paint everything except the back corner. didn't really get to the back corner. And then we got a new comforter and sheets. And so that's about it as far as the front goes. Alright, so got the back of the van opened up. There's only a few things that we changed. I did actually paint the bike tray. Had it sanded all down and painted it, and we rearranged the bike. So now Anthony's bike is on the driver's side facing back. My bike goes in beside his, and since I'm running the Surly front rack, I just set it directly on the front rack. I don't put it through a quick release mount. Then it's just strapped down, and then all the bags, propane tank, and that bare vault all goes along the passenger side of it. But one of the big things we did was we added a battery charger, for when we are actually plugged into shore power. During November and December, we were actually plugged in quite a bit at Army Corps campgrounds or at my sister's house, but we didn't have a way of charging the batteries. So that was actually pretty nice having that. It charges at a rate of about 10 to 12 amps. It does have a lithium battery setting, so it will take them up to about 14.2 before it starts trickling. Then it'll start trickling. Let's see, what else did we do? I don't think we changed anything else on the electronics on this side. We did, so the Wii Boost was up here. So, and that was getting interference with the outside antenna. So we moved the Wii Boost back there. That's that red box over there behind the cat litter. We still have the power coming from here, so I can still turn it on and off while laying in bed, which is a big plus, because a lot of times we just want to turn it off after you go to bed, or after I fall asleep once, I'll wake up and I'll turn it off. Because that pulls about an amp and a half. And then we redid our inverter. So we got a separate inverter for the TV, so we don't have to turn the big inverter on just to watch TV. And we actually were just having that plugged in with a 12-volt cigarette lighter like that. But that's now hardwired to the DC fuse block. So we ran a wire all the way across. And we tidied up some of our wires going across there. We did a little bit of tidying up. We're going to do another video just on the electronics and all the, between the solar and the AC part, the DC part, and everything. Go a little bit more in depth on that on another video. Because, that's something, it's something we're kind of proud about. Yeah, we did a lot of work on that. That was the biggest expense of our original build, was all that right there. And let me go back to the front, get a quick little walkthrough. Alright, so this video is probably running a little long, so I'm going to try to close this out. I kind of look forward to doing some of these review videos, like the bug wall, the screen here, stuff like that, because a lot of this stuff worked pretty good.